Hey, I wanted to do a review on the Globalstar Sat fi-2. I've had this about, I'd say 6 months or so, and they had a deal on it. I think the Globalstar device here was about 250 bucks, give or take. And the service, they had a deal for $49 a month, unlimited. Now, I had a sat phone from them, but the phones feel really cheap. This thing's plastic, but it's really hardened. I don't know if you can see the lights. Okay, there's power, and then the red means there's no satellite. It does, however, when this satellite is lit green, I can make phone calls and texts. And even though it's not green, oddly enough, I can surf the web. So they use a proprietary browser that it's called Yippee, but Sat Browse. And it's just a thin app that doesn't allow anything to load, but it's actually pretty fast. The one thing is I live in the mountains. I've got fiber optic feeding here, but I've got a mediocre view of the sky. Great skies to the south. Not so good to behind me up to the north and straight up. So there are some satellite tracking sites that I use, and I just select Globalstar, and you can watch the satellites get into range. It's called in the sky, or in the sky.org, with a hyphen in the sky. Anyway, I'll try and put a link for that. Very good. And then you just deselect everything except Globalstar, and I think there's 120 satellites, give or take, but sometimes you'll see 80, 90. But these satellites are further out than the Iridium satellites. So Iridium, their service is pretty expensive, but they have it everywhere. With this, they have pretty much bulk areas, but not everywhere. So because the satellites are further into space, it has a larger cone, but the signal is still quick. In fact, it's faster than the Iridium Go. But my big thing with this was the sat phones from Globalstar. I think it was called the GSP 1600 and the 1700 I think those are I had the 1700, but it wasn't. It felt really cheap, and it wasn't water resistant, waterproof. With this, you can utilize your own smartphone that's probably water resistant, and just tethered to it. I say tethered to it, but there's an app on the phone. You just make calls through the app and all that good stuff. It's really cool. It's battery powered. It'll last about 4 hours on the battery, but I've had it sitting outside. It has snowed on it. I have had it sitting out here for about 10 days, plugged in all the time. I just have it going plugged into the wall outside. And we've had probably 5 inches one day, another 4 or 5 another day. But this thing is kind of nice. It fits, it's not that big. Let me see if I can get a picture of this. Kind of fits in the palm, but it works. It works really well. But you can pick them up for like $250. They had a deal on them for like $250, and it comes with the cord. But I think they're about 500 bucks normally. So anyway, I ditched the phone, went to this, but I'll try and do some speed tests and some other things. You have an SOS button you lift up on here and then hit the button, and 30 minutes later, it just allows you time to, the SOS will be on the bottom. There, oh, it looks like it's got satellite link now, but the SOS is on the bottom light, and after 30 minutes, it will send your GPS coordinates to help. So we wanted it for sailboat, and you can pull weather. You can pull grid files, which are weather patterns for temperature, winds, all that stuff. So if you are sailing, that's our goal, and we wanted to get comfortable with this before we get out in the middle of the ocean. So anyway, sorry not showing you a whole heck of a lot here, but it's pretty cool, pretty stinking cool for what it does, and the money. And 50 bucks unlimited, literally $49.95 unlimited, and It's hard to beat, but thanks so much.